Mecosta Village is a testimonial to the concept of ethnic diversity living in harmony. Its success has been the result of a mutual respect for others, combined with the sharing of resources for peaceful purposes, community prosperity, and personal well-being. In these ways, the original settlers of Mecosta had a common understanding of purpose. And because of this, they built an integrated community on the foundation of equality for all, nearly a century before the Civil Rights Movement. This community defined a true concept of the American melting pot at a time when the rest of the nation was struggling with the issues of ethnic and racial segregation.
I never knew what racism was, or is, until I left the area and went to Lansing.
Actually, I was probably 15 or 16 before I even realized that we had different colors of skin, because the African Americans that settled here years and years ago had a lot of Indian, I believe, and a lot of white intermixed, and they were our neighbor and our friend. I could never think that there would be any discrimination whatsoever in the world, because we were born and raised together. We were family together.
Many people were coming into this community. They were the immigrants from Germany and Poland and Ireland.
As I got older and moved away to college, and there was some problems with discrimination in college, I would sit back and go, why? We have the greatest people in our community and all their diversity. We're all friends, we're all neighbors, we all look out for each other. I never could understand, the discrimination issue.
So people ask us, well, what are you? And we just say, we're a nation within itself.
So what brought these people of varying races and backgrounds to the Mecosta area? And what was their secret to a peaceful coexistence? The Swamp Act of 1850 provided revenue for the federal government by selling land to state governments. Michigan followed this example and sold nearly 7 million acres of white pine timberland from 75 cents to $1.50 an acre. Because of the low price, logging barons bought up the largest portion, giving birth to Michigan's lumber industry. Various lumber camps sprang up, drawing large numbers of men seeking work. Within a short time, the camps needed a shipping point and commercial base for receiving supplies. This led to the founding of the Mecosta Trading Post in 1858. The post was named after Chief Mecosta of Newaygo County, whose name translates as Little Bear. The Mecosta Trading Post became a thriving business center, and in 1879, the village of Mecosta was established, with the railroad extended there the following year. The lumber camps continued to attract wild, robust newcomers well into the 1880s.
When the lumbermen came into town, there were wooden sidewalks in front of all the stores. And they'd come in with the cleated boots and start dancing on those sidewalks until they'd dance right through them. Just tear them right out.
Once the land was scalped, its value was greatly depreciated. What was left was cheap, cut-over pine land to be cleared for farming. The Mecosta region was never inhabited by Native Americans, as many have believed. While members of the Chippewa, Potawatomi, and Ottawa tribes all stopped here during fishing and hunting seasons, they never took up permanent residence. During Michigan's formative years, settlers of many different backgrounds migrated to Mecosta, not for the sake of romantic adventure, but to seek their dreams as defined by the American ideal of freedom. They came from the neighboring counties of Montcalm and Isabella. Some came north in covered wagons from Ohio and Virginia, while others came from Ontario, Canada, or Western Europe, all attracted by Michigan's cheap land. And in the process, these people shared the resources and skills that were necessary to survive.
And they realized that people are just people. Like the old saying is, a rose is a rose, a rose no matter what color it is. So it's survival, and the fact that it was a people that had respect, they cared about others, and what one had that was lacking in, the other one could make up for in whatever areas he would like to talk about. So they made it work.
The second and third generations maintained the values of their parents. Just as the original pioneers weathered the hardships of settling the land, their children and grandchildren faced the challenges of the Great Depression with the same resourcefulness and determination to survive.
That was the big thing. Every Saturday night they had the free show. It was a thing that all the merchants donated to get the films. They built a screen in between telephone poles. And the guy that ran the films was a local man. He didn't get paid for doing that. The ladies' circle sold hot dogs, popcorn, stuff like that. And all the stores stayed open until after the shows were over. Everybody was helping everybody else, you know. That's the way it was.
But the outbreak of World War II brought about jolting change. Many of the community's youth were called away to serve. Exposure to the outside world and post-war industrial expansion drew the fourth generation away from the community. The lure of greater opportunities in the cities, combined with memories of Depression hardships, contributed to the demise of small-town life throughout Michigan and the nation as well. Oddly, this new migration pulled many descendants away for the same reasons that attracted their grandparents to Mecosta 60 years earlier. But the legacy of the Mecosta pioneers is kept alive through the Old Settlers Reunion, which has been held at School Section Lake Park every third Saturday in August since 1934.
I attended the first one in 1934. It was a thing that was open to everybody. And it's not certain groups or certain families, but it's all supposed to be descendants of early settlers.
My folks went to it.
You meet the folks from Chicago and Lansing and Grand Rapids and Big Rapids and Mecosta and Remus and made some really good friends.
The story here of a small village in the Midwest is the story of many such villages, and it's part of the American history. This is what made our nation strong. I think I kind of came into this family late, because only in '64, but because the family was there from '78 when they first came for the logging and platting the village, that I've heard these tales. And the old settler community and all the other immigrants in the area were very much a part of it. And so I thought they were ahead by over 100 years.
The Old Settlers Reunion, of course, has always been a part of our past and of the present. And I'm so thankful that the community still comes back here and celebrates the Old Settlers Reunion.
Absolutely, this is a story whose time has come, because it's a time when people need to hear about people getting along. We have had too much division in the world, and particularly even in America. And I think that this tells about a group of people not just the old settlers who are peacefully integrated into the community, but we keep talking about diversity today. And we had diversity before it was a PC. It was just normal to have the great different races going together, and it was normal for them to be peaceful. And now we have to kind of dwell on that type of thing. So something was lost over those years, and I'm not exactly sure how that happened, but I think it's time that we set an example here of how things could be, how they were, and that we sort of encourage others to tell their story too.
I like the area, and I know how to live here.
Just taking care of community, being there for people.
A neighbor's a neighbor.
Pure love.
That's what's important, to get to know each other as persons rather than as members of some group.
And I think that's the root cause of us being different, a nation within itself.
Well, I don't know of a better place to live, really.